going on, everyone? Do you want beautiful, luscious, overflowing hanging baskets this season? And do you want the opportunity to grow it from your own home? Well, if you stick with us today, we're going to show you how we grow our petunia plants from seed. So life's a garden, folks. Let's dig in. Okay, so here we are. We're in upstate New York. It's the middle of January, and today we're going to be sowing our petunia seeds. So the goal is to have beautiful, luscious, overflowing hanging baskets by the summer. So we are going to start these today, and we're going to get right into how we sow these seeds. And the reason why we're able to do this right now is because we have a heated greenhouse. So what we're going to be sowing in today are the red, white, and blue Easy Wave petunia seeds. Now these packages, when you find these, you can find these anywhere pretty much, but if you find these seeds and they come with 15 seeds or 10 seeds per package, that means each seed is coated, which gives it a better opportunity to germinate. It's a higher germination rate. So when you plant these, you want to put these in a single cell. Other than the other ones, we have a mix of Petunia calibrachoa, a mix here of rainbow colors of the petunias. If you look at how small these seeds are in comparison to the tip of a pencil, in general, these are tiny seeds. So you have to be very careful about how you're gonna plant these and make sure you don't spill them everywhere. As you can see here, we have a 70 pod germination tray, and underneath all these pods is a specific water tray underneath. When we get all these seeds sowed into here, we're not gonna pour water over the top. We're gonna fill it from underneath. So we'll lift this up carefully once we get all the seeds in there and fill it from the bottom because we want the moisture to come up. So you want the moisture to come up from the bottom rather than going over the top. Because the unique thing about these seeds is that these seeds, they're laid on top of the soil, and that's how they're gonna germinate. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to make sure that all your soil is smoothed out, and you kind of want to make sure that you know where each pot is, so you can kind of get all the soil is all level and good, and you want to see each cell or each pot, however you want to phrase it, but you want to make sure that you know where everything is on here, because these seeds are very small. You want it to be good soil to seed contact. You want good moisture, you want good lighting, and you want good heating for these seeds to germinate. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get that all nice and smooth out just like that. So before I put the seeds in each pot, I'm just gonna give it a little bit of water on each side. Just enough to soak it in. Just want to get each of these pods or each of these cells just a little bit of moisture so that it has something to grab a hold to so it doesn't move around on us as we germinate. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the packaged coated seeds. If you open up your package, depending on how it's packaged or how you get it, sometimes they'll come in a little pod that you have to pop open and you have individual seeds. This in particular package comes with the seeds in a little styrofoam container here. And these are tiny. So I'm going to pour these out in my hand so you can get a good look at them. And we're going to put one of these seeds per pod. You're going to be very delicate with this. Some people use toothpicks, some people use tweezers. I find if you just fold the package into a nice fine point, you can get one seed out at a time. So with the rest, we have the mixed Petunia calibrachoa seeds. These will produce lots of beautiful colors. These are pretty common across the board. In this particular package, it says there's 3,000 seeds in it. You know, I'm not going to sit here and count out 3,000 seeds, but there are a lot of seeds in this package. So I'm just going to open up the package just a little bit, because again, you saw the picture of these. These things are very, very small. So we're just going to go ahead and sprinkle some. This is going to be very hard to see. A couple taps, almost like it's ground pepper. We just want to make sure that we get some in each pod. Give it every opportunity to germinate. So our plan here is to grow a lot of these, and we want to do hanging baskets for family members and friends, and we also want to put them all around our property, different things. We actually had pretty successful last year. We grew these and planted them into an old wheelbarrow. These things can really take off on you. Now that we got both sets of seeds all squared away here on the tray, we're going to go ahead and move this one to the side. I had packaged up another one here, just filled in the soil Got this all ready to go because what we're going to do is we're going to fill in the rest of this tray with more of the Calibrachoa petunia seeds here, the mixed colors, purples, violets. There's also sunset colors as well too. So these will be really, really pretty looking once they're bloomed and we have them potted all throughout our property. So we're going to add a little bit more water to this, just like we did in the first one. Just get these nice and saturated, not too much, but just enough for the seed to bite on top of that soil. Because you got to remember, these seeds, you don't compact them. So these seeds, when you put them on here, they just sit right on top and they germinate from the top down. You just cover them up and you put them away in a warm spot, nice warm. It's plenty of sunlight, and make sure that there's plenty of moisture from underneath the tray. And these will germinate in about, you have to read the package. You see, obviously it's going to be a little bit different, but you should see germination within 10 days. With these seeds. So we're going to go ahead and sprinkle the other mixed seeds onto this. Okay, so now that we got all the seeds sowed on both trays, we're going to go ahead and put these outside in the greenhouse. We're going to get these watered underneath and make sure that the moisture comes up underneath each of these cells, each of these pods, so that it moistens the soil from underneath. You don't want to just start flooding the top here where you're going to wash seeds out. They're so small. You saw how small they were. We're going to put them on the warming tracks out to the greenhouse. So now that we got these out here on the heating mat underneath the grow lights, what we need to do is pop these off. Top trays, take these out of the water trays. Carefully move these over to the side. Just remember, the seeds are sitting all on top of there. So we're going to fill up the water tray here. This is nice and level through here. Put some water in there. Go ahead and put these back inside. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on this one over here. Again, being careful not to knock over the seed pods just because, you know, all those seeds are sitting on top there. We're going to fill this up with a decent amount of water, and then we'll put the pods in there and see how much is actually soaked up and if we need to add any more. Should be a good, about an 1/8 inch off the bottom. Alright, that's good. And what we'll do is, for this situation, since we can't water over the top, we'll come back. We'll come back tomorrow after a day and see if the soil's still pretty dry, if it needs more water, and we'll pour more water in it. But we want to make sure that we're staying on top of that and make sure that everything is pretty well saturated. So then after that, go ahead and pop your lids on top, and this is all you got to do. Just leave it on top. All right, so we have all of our petunia seeds sowed and in the germination trays. Right now they're on the heating mat and underneath the LED full spectrum grow lights. If you're interested in where we got our heating mats from and the grow lights, check out the description before. We'll put links for everything that we used here in this video. Another object that we have here is this Wi-Fi thermostat we picked off of Amazon, which works excellent. So no matter where you are, as long as it's connected to your home's Wi-Fi, you can keep track of what the temperature is in your greenhouse or wherever you want to put it. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and like our videos, because we're going to be making a whole series on these petunia plants, from sowing the seeds like we just did all the way to transplanting and to putting them into the hanging baskets this summer. So thanks for watching another video at the Hans Family Homestead. Life's a garden. Let's dig it.